Hey friends and neighbors, it can't decide whether it wants to be summer, spring, or winter around here. One day we're 65 and sunny, and next day we're 30 degrees and freezing. Day ain't too bad, it's a sunshiny day. I've spent all morning, as you can see, cleaning pens. It's something that has to be done when you own a horse. You got to clean up after them. Sometimes I wonder if the reward is worth the effort. I've shoveled a lot of horse manure in my day. I'm going to start filling our pots that we have for our container gardening. Since how we're here at the RV park, kind of locked down. This is Saturday, and my last day was yesterday where I was working, so I'm kind of off for a little while, and we're just going to hang out. And I'm going to do some gardening, but I want to show you guys what mixture I'm using. I'm going to do about a 50-50 composted horse manure and dirt, and later, after it sets a little while, I may add a little bit of potting soil to it. It depends on how it looks, and see what and all the dirt needs. So I'll bring you along with me there as I take and I start mixing this dirt. So this is what we're putting in the wheelbarrow now. George had a project he was working on, made a whole lot of wood shavings, which is fine, put in here. But this stuff, you can see it. Get my shovel here. It's got that's some black. It's really composted horse manure. And this little area right here is where we've had the waters, so we've wet this down quite a bit, and it's really rich. It's been composted for a long time. These pens are old. They've been here a while, and they sat dormant for several years, maybe about 7 years. Didn't have no horses on them. If y'all can see this or not, that's some deep, rich horse manure that's been composted there. Wish I had smell-o-vision. You could take and smell how rich it is. It's really odorous, to say the least. So I'm gonna fill up just a little bit more right here in the front, and then get a load of sand. All right, folks, this is the dirt I'm gonna be adding to the horse manure, and we've looked all over the place. This actually has some minerals in it. It's really fine particles in there. This was the richest, had the most organic matter in it. So I'm going to mix this with our horse manure, and hopefully it's a good choice. It's the best choice that I can make with an educated guess. So I'm gonna get started with that. I don't know if I can do this with a one-handed or not, but there's not a lot of rock in there. We can sort out the rock. So I'm gonna mix this in and get a good batch here, what I think is a good 50-50 batch, and then I will mix it in. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. So I've got it about a 50-50 mix. I've dug down in here. I think it's going to do pretty good. I think I got a pretty good 50-50 mix there. Now I got to push it all the way up there and over to the trailer. Whew. You guys, I had somebody comment and said, you're always breathing hard when you're on your videos, and it's because I'm always climbing a hill. I'm either climbing that hill pushing a wheelbarrow, or I'm climbing this hill pushing a wheelbarrow. And I ain't no spring chicken no more. It's been a busy morning. That's life, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. If you're going to homestead, if you're going to have animals, if you're going to do things like make your own soil to grow stuff in, it's all work. It ain't easy. So even on a small scale, it's not easy. But even on a large scale, man, you work all the time. I'm gonna get after it, and then I'm gonna rest. All right, folks, I've got my mixture mixed up as best I can. Now, I put a rock down in the bottom of this pot because it is so windy right now. It'll kind of help keep it balanced. They're wider at the top, of course, than they are at the bottom, so if there's not something in the bottom to hold it to the ground, the wind will blow it over, particularly when it gets a plant in it. So we don't want to fill it completely up because out here the wind's so bad. We really want there to be a little bit of shelter for the plant when it's, particularly when it's small. So we're not going to fill this pot completely up, maybe a little more. So probably quit right there and leave that alone. We're going to fill up the rest of these, and then we've got 6 small tubs over there that we can put herbs and stuff in. We're going to put them on that small pallet, and hopefully we find some rocks big enough to hold them down. Won't fill up the whole pot. This is our mixture right here. It's what we got, so it's what we're going to work with. Pretty. Get 6. This is going to be our herb garden. These are the pots we found on the side of the road, believe it or not. They were absolutely free. We got this hole here that used to be a tree in it. The tree died, and I'm going to kind of disc up the sand, basically is what it is. Not much else here. And I think I'll plant a couple of tomato plants here. I'm going to add our dirt that I made to this hole, but I've got some other containers over at the corrals, but they're black. They're tubs that the horses have broke. Horses are hard on equipment,
So I'm gonna sew them up with some wire, paint them white, bring them over here. We want to have at least 5 or 6 tomato plants. I'm gonna be making salsa. That's what we're doing this for. There's not a whole lot we can grow here. I'll possibly grow some squash. We like fresh squash, fresh zucchini, but some Yellowneck squash. But we'll be doing that in other pots here. I'm gonna probably plant my tomatoes right here. So I'm gonna this wheelbarrow out of the way.